Hey there, I'm Gretchen from Left Right Labs, and today I'm going to show you how we solved a big inefficiency in our business by creating a scalable shared links resource. My business partner Trina and I noticed we were spending a lot of time looking for pages and resources or asking each other to send a link to a page or a resource over and over again. She had a bunch of bookmarks, I had a bunch of bookmarks. Some of them overlapped, some were on her machine, some were on my machine. It was just inefficient, and messy. So I set out to find a very simple solution. I had 5 requirements. It needed to be easy to access, easy to update. It needed to work across multiple devices. We need to be able to share it in real time. And our biggest need was the ability to open multiple links to create a workspace. So my first thought was, hey, we could just do a hidden web page on our site, just put a bunch of links on a page. We're web developers, right? Easy, right? So I did that. I created a big old links page of stuff for us to just easily access. And this worked okay. It wasn't bad, but it missed the mark in 2 areas. It was not simple to edit. If I needed to change anything on this page, of course, I had to log into my website. I had to find the menu app. I had to make the changes in the back end. So not super easy for just quick changes when everything, just needed to add something or needed to update a link. The other way it missed the mark was we couldn't open multiple links in a single click. It just wasn't possible. Now, there are Chrome extensions that would open multiple links on a page, but they're clunky. They're not very accurate. Also, the volume of links we were managing would make this really messy and would probably slow the page down if we actually added everything we needed to add. So my second thought was, hey, let's find an app or an extension to share the bookmarks. But none of these panned out because at best they're going to import, export, but they're not going to share between the users. You could automate that process using things like Zapier and so on, but it's probably not going to be super reliable or sustainable long term. So my third thought was, hey, let's just use an online bookmarking app. We could just share the login and work it that way. But now we're back to having to log in to update something, which can be a little time consuming. And we can't just open multiple links to create a workspace. Again, that's my biggest challenge. So I came up with a really simple solution. And it's going to sound like ultra simple when I say, hey, it's Google Sheets. So it sounds too simple and possibly sounds clunky given the amount of links that we want to manage, but it turned out to be incredibly powerful. So here's what we did. We created one doc with multiple sheets. Each sheet, the tabs you see at the bottom, represents a context in our business. So a couple of them, like quick links and web, they're just for easy reference and they're not really a context. In fact, the quick links is really just a great spot to dump in a temporary group of web links for a project that you're working on. So I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. Each tab has an emoji and a short name. And the emoji makes it easy for us to find the context. You can easily search for and copy emojis from emojipd.com. I really like them because they just add that extra little visual to the page. So in each sheet, I broke out some basic categories depending on how we work within that context. So, for example, this is our calendar and scheduling app, and you can see, hey, I have different ways you can book time with me. So I have my little category and Trina has hers, and then we have one where you can book things together. So I've used the row grouping feature in the Google Sheets to collapse them down into groups. This makes it easier to jump into a section and also keeps things much more organized, especially when you have sections like maybe marketing or sales that have a lot of links, a lot of things going on that you need to keep organized. So I also group together similar resources. For example, we use Beaver Builder, and I'm going to go down here and show you I got to move my screen here. I'm going to go over to my development tab, and you can see I have plugins, and then underneath plugins, I have different plugins listed here, and then I have Beaver Builder. So when I click on Beaver Builder, there are all my Beaver Builder resources. I'm linking out to places where I can download the plugin. I'm linking out to Facebook groups that I visit frequently. So whenever I'm working in that context, when I'm building a website using Beaver Builder, I have access to all of the links that I might possibly use to work within that particular application. I keep some of the same links too in multiple places for easy reference. So for example, if we want to see our web analytics when I'm working in the marketing space, I might also want to see those same web analytics when I'm actually just working on updating our website. So it makes sense to have those links in both sheets, both the web sheet and then our marketing sheet. And then I can easily open them as a group along with other resources in that context. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an example here, because the fun part is being able to jump quickly into the sheet and get what we need while we're in the flow of our workday. Because I'm not going to sit here and leave this sheet open all day long and just constantly go back to it. I need to be able to get to things super, super fast. So what I did was on my bookmarks bar, I created a folder and I called it LRL links, for Left Right Labs links. And then I put a little chain link icon on there. Again, that's just a visual for me to easily find it when I'm in the midst of my day and I need to jump to something. So I click this and you can see that I have linked to every single tab in my worksheet. And then I have also renamed, as I created these, I had to rename them. So I renamed them. I used the same emoji and the same name that you see at the tab. So I can easily jump into any context. So if I wanted to jump into, say, my calendar context, again, I just click on that. It's going to jump straight into calendars, and I can jump straight back to anything else. Oh, I'm working in finances right now. Let's jump there. And then I could say, oh, you know what? It's time for my L10 meeting with Trina. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump down to the EOS tab. And there's all of my all the tabs that we would have open when we are having an L10 meeting. Now I can literally click through these one by one and open each individual tab, but there's a great feature already built into Sheets where I can literally select all of these, or I can select maybe just one or two. It doesn't even have to be several in a row. And then I can press Option Enter, or I can just right click and choose Open all of the tabs. And voila, it will open everything I need instantly for my L10 meeting. So it's got me in Teamwork, where I have my entire process, my agenda for the EOS meeting. I've got my scorecard set up here so we can look at our scorecard, our issues list, our Q3 rocks. All the stuff is there for us to get through our meeting time. So it's super, super fast to create a quick workflow of whatever you happen to be working on at the time. So that, again, that's where I've kept things grouped together, and it's okay to have links in different places because I may be referencing those things in different contexts. So as you can see there, it's super, super easy to open. So that hits my number 5 requirement of being able to open things as a group and being able to create that workflow instantly. So let's see here. What else did we have on my notes? Okay, so the quick links tab, I said I would mention that. Let me get back over here. Take me a sec. My toolbar keeps getting in the way here, making it very difficult to get back to that tab at the moment. There we go. So my quick links tab, this is just a place where I dump temporary groups of things. So for example, we have a one thing meeting every day, and this is where Trina and I get together and we chip away at our rock, basically, whatever our quarterly goal is, we're chipping away at that. So that could be different every quarter, that could be different every week, that could be different every day. So we basically have gathered up all the things that we're working on for our rock this quarter. We have a teamwork task list. We have some blog posts we're working on. We have links to our sales process workflows and our leads pipeline, because that's something that we're working on right now. So I have all of those links right here. So depending on what we decide we're going to be working on during that first hour of our day, we might open one or two of these. I might pick just, one or two of these and open just those 2, or I might pick all of them and open them all up, and then I've got my workflow created. I'm not fumbling around searching through Drive, trying to find the right document or anything else. I've got everything listed out right here. And if we create a new document in the middle of our workflow, we would just add it to this list so it's available for us next time we're working on our one thing. That's the beauty of this. It becomes very organic, very easy to add things and remove things as needed. The other thing, we don't have to worry about sharing this with the team because all of our documents, all the sites require a login or user permissions to access. There's no sensitive data on this document whatsoever. We use LastPass, so if the resource requires us to log in, that's just one click and we're logged into it. If a team member were to click on something they aren't supposed to see, for example, they went over here to the finances and they're like, hey, let's go check out what their cash capacity is. they're not going to be able to access that because they don't have permissions to access that Google Doc. So not even an issue there. Another benefit, we can access this sheet from any device. I have the Google Sheets app on my phone and my iPad. The group feature works beautifully in the app, so I can jump quickly to what I need and open it. And now that I'm not able to open multiple links all at once, but that's just a limitation of the iOS. So it's not, there's nothing wrong with the app. It's just iOS doesn't really have that function. However, if there's something that I wanted to open multiple tabs or multiple web pages or whatever, I could easily build a Siri shortcut and do that now that iOS 12 is out. So it actually is possible. It's just not possible straight out of Google Sheets. So let's see. So you see we've hit all of our points, all of the requirements. It's easy to access. It's easy to update. Works across multiple devices. Can be shared in real time. And it's meeting my biggest need of the ability to open links and create a workspace. So there's one other added bonus that I discovered after started using this system for a while. It's searchable. You can use Command F to open the search box and find what you need. So that's super fabulous. You can search the entire document or you can search just the tab that you're on. So it's super flexible and you're able to quickly jump to whatever section you need, which is great because some of our sections like, development, all the resources and things that I mark in that document, it's just great to be able to search and find exactly what I need. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop a link to a starter template for you guys to copy and use if you're interested in this. It's not going to be super robust. We are literally still in the process of populating this document from our existing bookmarks. Like I said, we had stuff all over the place, just stashed in Google Docs, stashed on our bookmarks bar, just everywhere. So we're still working on populating this and making it as useful as possible. My goal with this document is not to literally stuff it with every resource that exists on the internet. We're using it only for quick references to stuff that we actually use in our day-to-day workflow. So my template's going to have our internal links stripped out, but I'll leave in some of the general ones so you don't have to spend time adding in common stuff like iStock photos and ping them because I'm sure you use the same types of tools that I do. And then if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Gretchen from Left Right Labs. Hope you enjoyed this video.